Hello, let's go ahead. Let's divide some polynomials. Right? That sounds like fun. Polynomials. So before we divide polynomials, let's remind ourselves of long division. So taking a trip back to, I don't know, around 5th grade? 8,465. And we're going to divide that by 7. So reminding ourselves of a long division, 7 can go into 8 one time. We then say 7 times 1 is 7. Subtract 1, bring down your next digit, which is 4. 7 can go into 14 2 times. 2 times 7 is 14. Subtract, that's 0, then bring down your next digit, which is 6. 7 can go into 6 0 times. That's 0, and again, you're subtracting. So this is 6. Bring down that last one, 5. 7 can go into 65 9 times, because that's going to be 63. And when we subtract this, we have 2. So we can either say 1,209 remainder 2, or we're going to say 1,209 and 2 over 7 with that mixed number, which you know is my absolute favorite. I have sarcasm in my voice if you can't tell. All right, so those are the steps for long division, and we're essentially going to use those exact same steps when we are dividing these polynomials. So on our first example, we have example 1. We're going to take 2x to the 4th plus 3x cubed plus 5x minus 1, and we're going to divide that by x squared plus 3x plus 2. All right, first things first is that we need to set this up in our long division. So we're going to take our divisor, put this over on the side. So x squared plus 3x plus 2, right? That's what we are going to divide by. Now, on the inside, we're going to put our polynomial, but we have to be very careful. So 2x to the 4th plus 3x cubed, and hold on one moment here. If you'll notice, there's no, let me put it up, there's 0 x squared. So we need to add that in as what we call a placeholder, because we might have x squared in our answer, and then we can go back. Well, we have plus 5x minus 1. I did not make this long enough. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to take the steps that we did before. So we're only going to be working with this kind of first term to start with, so this x squared, and we're going to say x squared can go into 2x to the 4th how many times? Or, in other words, x squared times what is 2x to the 4th? And we're going to say x squared times 2x squared. All right, so now when we go ahead and we multiply these out together, what we're going to do is you are going to take 2x squared times this entire polynomial. So 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the 4th. That's the reason that we did it. All right, now we're going to move the next one. So 2x squared times 3x is 6x cubed, and then plus 4x squared. So once again, we took this term right here, this 2x squared, and we multiplied it by every single one of these to get this answer down here. I'm going to take those back. All right, now it's time to subtract. All right, that's 0, right? 2x to the 4th minus 2x to the 4th is 0. Be careful on your subtraction here because you're subtracting everything. So we have 3x cubed minus 6x cubed. Well, that's going to be a negative 3x cubed and a negative 4x squared. And then, time to bring down that next term, plus 5x. And then we start the process again. we say, okay, x squared times what is negative 3x cubed? And you're going to say, well, negative 3x. And then you take that term and you say, okay, negative 3x, and you multiply every single one of these terms. So negative 3x times x squared is negative 3x cubed. Negative 3x times positive 3x is minus 3x squared, and a negative 6x. And don't forget that you are subtracting here. So be very clear on your subtracting. So negative 3x cubed minus negative 3x cubed is 0. And then we have negative 4x squared minus a negative 9x, which actually turns to positive. So this turns to positive 5x squared. And then this also turns to plus 11x. And we need to bring down that very last term, minus 1. Repeat the process one more time. So we're going to look for how many x squared times what is 5x squared. That's going to be plus 5. And then we just multiply out. So 5x squared plus 15x plus 10. And then draw our line and subtract these. As a reminder, you're subtracting. So this is a negative 4x. This is a negative 11. And at this point, you'll notice that negative x squared times, we can't get to negative 4x. So this is now, I'll switch to this. This is now what we call our remainder. So we would say remainder negative 4x minus 11. All right, now that's kind of old school, and we're a little bit better than this. We're Algebra 2 honors. We want to rock these problems. So our final answer for this is what we're going to say is right here in the middle. 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. All right, and then we're going to say minus, and we have this, plus negative 4x minus 11 over whatever you divided by. So this x squared plus 3x plus 2. And that's our final answer there. That looks much better. We could go ahead and box this. Let's see if my box will work here. There we go. Box that so it works nice and neatly. Okay, so that's long division with polynomials. And it takes a while. It's very methodic. There's one other method that we could use. All right, and this is what we go ahead and we have our box method. And a box method is kind of like multiplying out our polynomials. So I'm going to start with a problem here. We're going to have x to the 4th minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 9 divided by, we're going to have x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, and for our box method, we would end up drawing a box as if you were about to multiply these out. Same thing as if you were about to multiply. But one of the things is that you have to kind of think about this in terms of your answer. So we know that this times something, so times whatever's up here, is going to get you this answer right here. That's the whole reason of division. So let's go ahead and kind of set that up, is that we would have x squared plus x plus 1, all right? And we are looking for times something gives us our answer. Now, I'm going to have to think this through. So the first thing that I'm going to work with is I'm going to say, okay, x to the 4th. I know that x squared times something is going to give me x to the 4th. All right, I know that x squared times x squared is going to give me x to the 4th. And then I complete my box going down and I multiply everything out. So this is now x cubed and x squared. Okay, so now I have to think this through a little bit, which is that in my answer, we notice that there is no 0x cubed. So when I'm combining these terms right here, oops, sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. When I'm combining these terms right here, these x cubes, I would know that I would have to get to 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a negative x cubed there. Oop, I switched up colors a little bit. Negative x cubed, and then I'm going to repeat that process. I'm going to say, okay, x squared times what is going to get me negative x cubed? And we're going to say, let's switch to pink here so that we kind of keep this the same. That would be a negative x, and then you multiply going down. So we have a negative x squared and a negative x. All right, and now we repeat that process one more time because we know that we are trying to get to a 4x squared, or sorry, negative 4x squared. So keep switching over to eraser, I don't want to do that. X squared plus negative x squared plus what is going to get me that negative 4x squared? Well, that is going to be negative 4x squared. And then we say that process, okay, x squared times what is going to get me negative 4x squared? Definitely, sticking with pink here, it's going to be a negative 4. And then go ahead, pull down the rest of your answers. Negative 4x and a negative 4. Now at this point we've gotten to our constant, right? We have gotten to the constant. We can't go any farther. So this is now where we want to introduce our remainders. Our remainders on this one. And again, we just have to fill in the rest of them. So we're trying to get to 2x. We have a negative x and a negative 4x. So I'm at a negative 5x, meaning that we have to add 7x. So plus 7x. And then I know that I have a negative 9 and I have a negative 4 right now, so I have to add another negative 5 here. All right, so all of this was to get to our final answer here. So we have x squared minus x minus 4 with a remainder of 7x minus 5. So let's write our final answer over to the side. X squared minus x minus 4 plus 7x minus 5 over x squared plus x plus 1. Ta-da! Done with multiplication.